Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be about cash in hand job in Australia. Should you guys do it or not? So yeah, let's get to the video. So talking about the system of working in Australia, we've got basically two types. The first one is you get through a tax file number, also known as TFN. And the second one is also known as Australian Business Number, or also known as ABN. So what you have in TFN, it's according to the ATO, it's a personal reference number that accumulates your taxes and all your superannuation in one account. So it's basically a 9-digit code, and the features of TFN are it's gonna stay with you for a lifetime, and even if you move interstate, or even if you change the name, or even if you go and work somewhere else in any other country, it's gonna stay the same for you. So that's TFN. And the other one is Australian Business Number. It's according to the ATO, it's a 11-digit number which helps you to recognize your business in the local community and in the whole nation. And with ABN, you could also use it as a personal business, such as you could do Uber Eats, and you could do Menulog or Deliveroo, and you need an ABN to do that. And the third one, it's obviously cash in hand, and technically speaking, it's also known as off the books. So it's basically means that it's not recorded anywhere. So without further ado, let's just go with the cons of cash in hand jobs, because I would not recommend doing cash in hand jobs, and I'll tell you the reasons why. So cash in hand job, basically you could find it in three major sectors. The first one, I would say, in the hospital sectors, like if you work as a waiter or waitress, or if you do kitchen hand, you could do find some cash in hand jobs in there. And the second one would be cleaning. It could be either be domestic cleaning or commercial cleaning. And you know, the people who appoint you, they're usually like they take contracts for cleaning pubs or cleaning schools, and they just hire you to work for them. And the third one, I would say, it's in the agricultural sectors, like you know, you could do like grape picking, or you could do cherry picking, and according to the seasons it changes every time. Like you could either be going for tomato picking, or sometimes you can do zucchini picking, so it just depends. And these are the three sectors which I've seen like people getting cash in hand jobs. So without further ado, I would say there's like literally no pros of doing cash in hand jobs, and I would have a list of cons for doing cash in hand jobs. And the first one would be the pay rate. So the pay rate, they usually pay you less than the national average wage. Like according to 22 July, the national average wage is $21 per hour. But if you work in cash in hand jobs, you would be paid less, and it's really ridiculous, because I've seen restaurants paying $5 or $6 per hour, and it's just not fair. That's one of the first cons. And the second one would be the abuse for workers. So when they hire you, they do not like hire you in a systematic way. They just hire you, you know, if you know, for someone and reference and all those stuff, and it's just a lot of abuse. And it's mostly people who hire you in these jobs, they, you know, manipulate you and give you a lot of stress and torture for the job. And I've seen instances in which, you know, they call you to do the job, and they say it's training, and they just let you work free for like 2 or 3 weeks and didn't give you the pay. So yeah, and it's just overall mental stress and torture, especially if you're an international student and you have to pay the fees and the bills and all the stuff. So yeah, that's the second point. And the third one would be it's off the books, as I said in the starting of this video. It's literally there's like no records of you working here in Australia. So you might think like you're avoiding tax, doing all those stuff, but it's actually not gonna help you, because when you have to show the work experience that you've been doing in Australia, you need to show like a legit form, like you do as an avian or as you do in the TFN, and you have to do a tax refund and all the stuff. And what it basically means is you've got no pay slips, and with no pay slips means you've got no reference, and with no reference means you've got no work experience. So even if you apply for another job and you can't even tell them I worked in cash, but you have the experience, and it's just gonna be irritable for both the parties. So yeah, just avoid doing those type of stuff. And the fourth one, I would say there will be no superannuation. So superannuation, it's like Sanchay Khos, what we call in Nepali. So it's just a fund which gets accumulated every year in your account, and it takes certain amount of money from your payslip and just saves it for future. And you can only access superannuation if you're going back to Nepal, or if you're going back to the country forever, or it's just a emergency fund that you can keep it. Like during 2020 COVID, I think people were allowed to use the superannuation money. So yeah, you basically have no superannuation, which is basically holds your future funds. And the fifth one, I would say, is there would be no accidental cover. For instance, if you work in a restaurant and you get your hands cut, or you cut off your finger, or something disastrous happens, then the employer, they're not gonna be liable for your loss. And I've seen people, they had to pay a lot of money just to cover up for their bruises and for their wounds, because the employer would not give a shit about you and would not care at all. So they just let you be, and you can't even go to the police, or you can't go anywhere to complain because you've been working in cash. So it's just gonna be a downfall for you, and trust me, it's not gonna feel very good. So the last and final one would be future visa problems and unrequired stress. So I'll just firstly go with the future visa problems. Like as I said earlier, it's off the books and off the records, the cash in hand job. So if you have to show the government that you've been working and you've been paying taxes, which if you're not able to do it, they might go a deep research on you. So just to be on the safe side, they might even do a cross check on you, and you might be in trouble, and they might even reject your visa and you have to go back to your home country, which is overall not a good feeling. And the second one, I would say it's unrequired stress. Like I've seen people who work cash in hand jobs, and they take money from the employer, and how cash in hand job, you just have to keep it with you. It's not gonna go in your bank, you just have the physical cash with you. So it's hard to manage money sometimes, and they pay you like weekly or fortnightly, and if it's in the bank it's safe, but if it's in your hand and if you don't know where to keep, and if you don't keep it safely, if you live in like a sharing home, or you never know anyone's gonna do anything, so they might even steal the money from you guys. And I've heard people saying I've lost the money and blah blah blah, all those stuff. Yeah, it's just unrequired stress. And yeah, that's it guys for the video. And in conclusion, what I would suggest, instead of doing cash in hand jobs, I know you guys have restricted hours for working, especially for international students, it's like 24 hours now. I would personally suggest you guys is just invest in yourself. And what I mean by that is invest in a high paying course and build your network and build your skills. So I'll just give a very short example. Like for instance, if you work in a restaurant and if you get paid $21 an hour, that's the basic standard rate. And if you wanna increase your money, just invest in some barista courses. You could do some bartending courses so that you could level up your skills and it would be versatile in your resume too. So yeah, good luck with everything, and if you have any questions, just comment down in the comment section below.